Oh yes indeed, it's time for another Mark's Comic Haul. Y'all. I am a little late on this one, a little more late than normal, and the reason being because Dallas Comic Show is this coming weekend, and I have been, for those of you that don't know, I run this show. This is my convention, and it's coming up November 6th and 7th, this coming weekend. So my Halloween weekend was basically spent prepping for this. I didn't really get to go out and enjoy myself or do anything, although I did get to run around and drop off some flyers to some of the comic shops that still needed them. So I did pick up a few comics along the way. So in a weird way, it sort of fed into the haul that you're about to see. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name is Mark Walters. This is called Mark's Comic Haul, y'all. And basically what I do is I show books that I picked up, usually new this week stuff, every week. Almost every week I'll do a haul without fail. Sometimes it's late because of stuff like this. And then sometimes I'll have these really big hauls that I get at like conventions and stuff like that, usually bargain box hauls. I actually have a bargain box haul that I'm delayed on because of this. And I'm going to get to it, but it's going to have to be after the convention is over because there's just no way. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, there's no way I'm going to have a new this week haul later this week because I know I'm going to be tied up with the convention, although I'm pretty sure there's not a lot coming out this week. So probably the timing on that is pretty good. Anyway, if you guys are in the Dallas area, if you're in the Texas area and you can make it out to Dallas Comic Show on November 6th and 7th at Music City Mall, we've got some really cool people coming. Howard Chaykin's going to be there. Greg LaRocque making his first Texas event, I think. Larry Stroman, lots of really cool comic artists coming. So anyway, I just can't show this off enough. It's free publicity. How can I not take it? All right, so I'm going to get into the new this week stuff and then a few other things I picked up. But first I want to show you, I got a couple of slabs back from CGC. I've been waiting on these a long time. I guess you could say I'm happy. The grades were kind of what I expected, but I was, you always hope for better, I guess you should say. And all right, so I knew these weren't like super high grade copies, but this is Iron Man and Submariner #1. Just a wonderful, wonderful cover. One of my favorite Marvel comic book covers of all time. And what I love about this book is this predates Iron Man #1 and Submariner #1. So for that reason, it's kind of a cool first issue to have. I'm going to take it out of the bag so you guys can see. But I got a 7.0 on this. I bought this a few years ago off of eBay, and it really presents nicely. I mean, it's off white to white pages, but I mean, God, it looks much nicer than a 7.0. In fact, I'm not even really sure where the big errors are on this book. It might have a little bit of staining up here, although I almost can't tell if that's from the printing process or not. But like, if you look at the spine really, I mean, there's a little bit of something up there you can see, but the spine really looks fairly nice for a 7.0 copy. I'm happy with it. I would have liked a higher grade, but that's what I got, and I guess I'll have to be happy with that. Maybe one of these days I'll get really daring and I'll resubmit it and see if it comes back a higher grade. This is another book that I bought, and I knew when I bought this that it was kind of a lower grade copy. I want to say when I bought this that it was sold as a fine to very fine copy. And when it came back from CGC, it came back a 7.5. with white pages, which that kind of surprised me. This is Avengers number 47, first appearance of Dane Whitman, who becomes Black Knight. And for those of you unaware, if you watched my last haul video, I talked about the Eternals, got to see the Eternals early. Dane Whitman is in the movie. For those of you that are specking on comics, I'll go ahead and tell you it's a little bit of a spoiler, but not a huge spoiler. Black Knight is not in the movie, although they do allude to it. But Dane Whitman very much is in the movie, and I'm sure that it's only a matter of time before Dane Whitman becomes Black Knight in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this was a book that I definitely wanted to get sooner than later, and as I recall, I got a really good deal on it when I bought it, And anyway, it came back a 7.5. I'm going to take this out so I can show it to you. 7.5, but with white pages. We're really happy about that because I didn't remember it having white pages when I sent it off. But again, this one presents really nicely. You've got that yellow kind of border there. You got Magneto real big on the cover. I'll show you the spine. Yeah, I mean, for what I guess you would call a not super high grade copy, it looks great. So I'm happy with it. And I want to say a huge thank you to Ron Killingsworth at Collected, because he was handling these submissions for me with CGC, and very patiently. In fact, I think he still has a couple of my books that he's waiting on to get back. So, but thank you, Ron, for handling that for me. I did want to show you guys these. Now, those books I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. I think I may hold on to them, but I am going to have a setup at Dallas Comic Show this weekend, and I'm going to be selling a few slabs. This is X-Wing Rogue Squadron number 1, a 9.8 CBCS. As you guys know, there is a series coming on Disney Plus. This is Sandman number 22, kind of a key issue. This is where Daniel becomes Sandman, and this is a 9.8 copy. Sandman series on the way. The reason I'm showing you these is because I'm going to have these out for sale at the show. So if anybody sees something and they want it and they don't want me to sell it, then post a comment and we'll get in touch with one another and we can work something out. This is really interesting. This is a Final Crisis Legion of Three Worlds. And what's interesting about this is this was a Diamond Retailer Summit variant. So these were not supposed to be sold anywhere. The only way you could get it is you had to be a retailer and attend the Diamond Retailer Summit. And this one is signed by George Perez, and it's CBCS Signature Series Witnessed. I apologize, guys. I realize we're at almost 8 minutes and I haven't shown any new this week stuff. I showed you guys this one on the last video, Amazing Spider-Man number 4, first appearance of Silk, 9.8. I think I'm going to probably sell that. I haven't 100% decided, but I'm leaning towards selling it, if the price is right, because that's a hot book. Gwenpool Strikes Back, number 1, 9.8, and this is signed by writer Leah Williams, who drew a bow tie on Spider-Man's crotch. I got 2 copies of this, exactly the same. I'm going to sell one, and I'll keep the other one. So, all right, so those are my slabs. If anybody sees, or if what you just saw, if you saw one that you want, post a comment down below. We'll get in touch with one another, and I'll let you know what I'm asking for it. Maybe we can work something out. All right, so here's the new this week stuff that I picked up, along with some other things I picked up when I was kind of going around dropping off flyers. So I got another copy of Wonder Woman Day number 1. Let's see. Some free comic book day leftovers. We Live, The Last Days. Star Wars High Republic Adventures. Another copy of The Boys. This book is filthy. And that's a hard book to find in good shape. I think I've told you guys several times the spines were all kind of screwed up. And then Black collects it. And so yeah, I got those. I think I got those from Boomerang Comics. DC Connect preview book featuring Batman the Knight. K-N-I-G-H-T. Okay, so some of you may not know about this. For Halloween, some of the stores got sent these books for the Halloween comic book extravaganza, which is kind of what used to be Halloween Comic Fest. And Halloween Comic Fest is kind of like Free Comic Book Day. They do like exclusive reprints. A lot of times it's just the same book. They just reprint it and they put the little Halloween Comic Fest logo on it. So like this is Miles Morales Spider-Man number 1, and as you can see, it's got the Halloween extravaganza little logo there at top. anyway, it's cool though, you know, for a free book. And I picked these up at Comic Warriors. My friend Tommy Kurilenko owns that store. This one's pretty cool. This is the first part of that new Daredevil Road to Devil's Reign. This will probably end up being the hottest of the Halloween extravaganza books, I would imagine. I think it's like the first appearance of that story element or whatever. Star Wars High Republic, just a reprint of #1. And then this one, when I was disappointed, I wasn't paying attention when I grabbed them. I guess when they got their shipment that some of them got damaged pretty badly. This is Hawkeye #1, but the corners got really badly crinked. I don't know if you can see right there. So I'm going to see if I can try to track down a couple more copies of that. Went to collected and replaced my copy of the Joker #7 with the Daryl Banks exclusive cover. This is a Brainy Comics exclusive. I picked it up like a week or so ago, but the copy I got was damaged and I didn't realize it. So I took it back and they swapped it out. So big thank you to Brainy Comics. That was cool of them to do that. And then also they held for me some copies of a few other books here. Let's see. Okay, so this is a little frustrating. I have been trying to track down this book. I have looked everywhere for this book. I couldn't find it. This is Iron Man #12, the Miles Morales variant. Unfortunately, I guess they didn't notice. It's pretty badly damaged on the bottom, and it was the last copy they had. They were holding it for me, and I guess they didn't notice it was damaged. So that's a little disappointing because that means I still have yet to get a really nice copy of that book. I did manage to pick up an extra copy of Superman Son of Kal-El #1. I think I got this at Boomerang Comics. And then at Titan Comics, I got Superman Son of Kal-El #1, the Ian Huck Lee cover. And then I managed to find a copy of Superman Son of Kal-El #3, the A cover. Still no #2s, although Cable's Comics, I think, is helping me out in that department. He was very kind to contact me and basically say that, you know, he's going to try to help send me some copies. And I think he's going to send me another copy of #3, which is fine. I don't mind having more than one because I collect Superman, so I usually have multiple issues of those. All right, so let's get into the new this week stuff. Uh-oh, I got some stuff out of order here. Crap. How did this happen? Okay, hold on a second. Let me put this stuff back in order. Oh man, this is like way out of order. How did this happen? I apologize, everybody. Please bear with me. Be with you in a minute. You know what? I'm just going to do it out of order because it's going to take me too long to get it back in order. So these will be out of order. I apologize. We've got Vengeance of Vampirella #23. This is the Ben Oliver variant cover with Vampirella in roller skates. By the way, a little bit of commentary. So I've seen a lot of people showing off the new multi-universe Vampirella book that is out. And I have heard people call this thing everything in the book except what it's actually called. I think it's actually called Vampyverse, but people keep calling it like Vampireverse, Vampiraverse, like all sorts of different things. I think it's just called Vampyverse because Vampy is kind of short for Vampirella. And so, I don't know, I think it's kind of funny that like everybody keeps calling it a name other than what it actually is. I'm guilty of that too, I'm sure, but, you know, I just thought it was kind of amusing. That's me being picky. Sword number, what is this, #9? Is that what that says? At the bottom? Number 9? I think it's number 9. Number 9. This is the Joe Jusko Marvel Masterpieces variant. Yeah, these are really out of order. I apologize, everybody. I apologize in advance. Swamp Dogs House of Crows #1. I just thought this was a cool cover. You got this girl grabbing the other girl's butt. Yeah. I think I actually got 2 copies of that. I don't know where the other one is. Spider-Woman number 16. I believe this features a new costume. And a lot of people don't order Spider-Woman, so I was glad I was able to grab that. Nita Hawes Nightmare Blog number 1. This is the Francisco Mattina cover. This is a book that I think some stores got last week, but for some reason my local shop got it this week. That's the only cover I got. This is Marauders number 25, the Joe Jusko variant featuring Kitty Pryde, Marvel Masterpieces. Here's a book that'll be worthless because people ordered ridiculous numbers on them. House of Slaughter number 1. This is the foil variant cover. I promise you that book is... There's just too many of them out there. It's probably not going to be worth anything. Harley Quinn number 8. This is the Derek Chew variant cover. I think this was just an extra that I picked up. Daredevil number 35. Yeah, see, here's another Harley Quinn. Or maybe that is this week. I don't know. Okay, so this is a book that's like hard to get this week. This is Black Widow number 12. Features the first appearance of a new villain character, and it seems like every store got either shorted on these or didn't order enough of them. I was lucky I got one. So, yeah. And I know Cable's Comics is looking for one, so I'm trying to see if I can track down another one for him. This is a book that came out last week, or I guess I should say when I say last week, I mean the week before, because I'm recording this Sunday night on Halloween. This is Valkyrie Saviors number 3, and this is the variant cover, and forgive me, I cannot remember who the artist is, but as you can see, pretty sexy. I ordered 2 copies of this when it was supposed to come out a couple weeks ago. They didn't ship. Then when they did ship, one of them was severely damaged, so I got 1 decent copy. But yeah, pretty sexy cover. Let's see, what else? Oh, I got an extra copy of Black Widow number 11. Just really like that cover. Oh, here's Black Widow number 12, the Joe Jusko Marvel Masterpieces variant. And let's see, another Joe Jusko. This is Inferno number 2, featuring Emma Frost, Marvel Masterpieces. That's a hot book of the week. Probably because of that cover. I just grabbed an extra copy of this because I think when it came out, my store that I normally go to down the street, all their copies were damaged. But it's Shang-Chi number 5, where Shang-Chi becomes Iron Man. So I found that, I want to say, at either Boomerang Comics. Yeah, I think it was Boomerang Comics. Wolverine number 17, featuring Wolverine and Sabretooth, the Joe Jusko Marvel Masterpieces variant. I picked up the B cover for this when it came out a week or so ago, but I didn't get the A cover for some reason. So this is Catwoman number 36. Kind of the first, what do you call it, reunion of the Gotham City Sirens. The store I went to, I think, sold out of the A cover. And now all of a sudden they have more of them, so I don't know. Anyway, DC vs. Vampires number 1. This is the Mattina cover. I just grabbed this one. I didn't get any of the other ones. I've heard that's pretty good. Detective Comics number 1044, the Lee Bermejo cover B. That is not Killer Croc, although it certainly looks like it. Okay, here we go. So, you guys, you saw me show off Gun Honey when it came out, issue 1 by Adam Hughes. I spec'd on it heavily. I got 10 copies. Well, I've now got 6 more copies. But I had to go to like 4 different stores to do it. I just was afraid, I was really afraid I was going to somehow miss that book, and so I went kind of nuts on it. I called around to several different stores, and I said, hey, is it possible you could hold me a couple copies of this? And thankfully, like Ron at Collected held me a couple, and Jeremy at Titan held me a couple. And but I was happy to get them because I feel like that's one of those books that you can't have enough of it. Another Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 3. This is the B cover by In-Hyuk Lee. I don't remember where I picked that one up from. I think that was at either Titan Comics or maybe Boomerang, but I can't remember. What do we got here? Phoenix Song Echo number 1. This was just a cover that the shop I go to they didn't get for some reason. I think they were missing one of their Marvel shipments, and so I had to get it later. Fantastic Four 37. I missed this when it came out. In this issue, Ben Grimm adopts an alien kid whose name I cannot remember, but I think it's his first appearance in this issue. And, you never know. Hey, Cable's Comics. I did manage to get a copy of Superman Son of Kal-El number 2, but not the one I wanted. This is the Suicide Squad variant cover. And oddly enough, it was a funny story. The store I went into, Boomerang Comics, for some reason they had this in the system. It was on the shelf with all the regular comics. It wasn't bagged and boarded or anything. And when it rang up $16.99. And I said, I had to go back and say, is there a reason why this rang up $16.99? And they said, oh, well, we must have had a glitch in the system. I'm thinking that they had the regular cover in their system at $16.99, and they just, because they had another one of these out on the shelf, like unbagged, unboarded. So I think it was just a mistake. I think it was an honest mistake. I don't think they were trying to, screw me or anything like that. But if I hadn't noticed it, I would have paid $16.99 for that. And I told them, I said, you have another copy out there, so just so you know. But they were really quick to correct it, and I thank them. They've been really good to me. I have no complaints about that store. House of Slaughter number 1. I think this is cover B. And then I got another copy of the foil. Finally got my Gunslinger Spawn number 1. Todd McFarlane cover. Amazing Spider-Man number 77. Just a really cool Art Adams cover. This was a book I guess sold out everywhere because I pre-ordered copies of it, and I think if I hadn't pre-ordered them, I wouldn't have got them because they certainly didn't have any on the shelf, and I went to like 4 or 5 different shops and didn't see this anywhere. So I'm guessing it's sold out, and that is Wolverine, what is it, number 17, whatever the latest issue is. It's the Patrick Gleason variant, Stormbreakers variant, and it is a really cool cover. So when I saw that in the solicitation, I went ahead and pre-ordered a couple copies, and I'm glad I did because I think otherwise I wouldn't have got it. And then finally, I went, when I was at Comic Warriors, Tommy Kurilenko, who runs that store, he has a great selection of like dollar comic back issues, and I went through his dollar comics, and then I also went through some of his regular back issues, and I managed to pick up some pretty cool stuff. So these are dollar comics. This is Azrael number 1. I picked up 2 copies of that. That's just a cool book. I've always kind of liked that book. If Azrael ever becomes a popular character again, then I guess that'll be a nice book to have. Legion of Superheroes number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. I always like that cover. And that was $1. Happy to get that for $1. Legion of Superheroes number 10. I really like this cover. First Kiss. And this is another one that was $1. This I was shocked. I was like, why is this $1? The Goon, number 1 of the new Goon series. And this is, I believe, I don't know if this book went into second printing or not, but I was happy to get it anyway. And then this I saw in his back issues, not the dollar boxes, but you guys saw me show before on a haul recently. There was a copy of Captain America 101, and it was a reprint, but it was like an exact reprint in every way. Like, not like a Marvel facsimile that has like a new barcode on it. Like, this was a picture-perfect reprint. Well, he had Avengers number 88, and this is another one of those, like, it looks exactly like the real thing. In fact, if I didn't tell you that this was a reprint, you would probably think, you know, this is the real thing. And it is a reprint. So I'm not 100% sure where these came from. I think it was some kind of a promotional thing. I need to look it up. I need to see how many of these are out there, like, and what all is out there as far as all those reprints go. Let's see. Some more dollar stuff. Swordmaster number 1. Origin of Swordmaster. Got 2 of those. Swordmaster number 2, which I believe is a first appearance of some character, I can't think. And then this is Swordmaster number 3. One of these, I think it has a lot to do with Shang-Chi, which was the main reason I was going after it. But I can't remember the specifics on it. And then I've shown these books before. I always pick these books up when I can find them cheap. But this is X-Men number 15, first cameo appearance of Onslaught. He had this at $6, and it's a really nice copy, so I was happy to get that, especially because I felt like I was getting a deal on some of these other books. This is X-Men number 16 for $1, which continues that storyline. And X-Men number 17, which kind of finishes that storyline, also for $1. So basically all 3 of those books for $8. And then this I was super happy about. This book was on Comic Book Invest this week as a spec book, like the top 10 hottest books of the week or whatever. And I have this book somewhere, but I was kind of hoping I could find a couple more copies, and lo and behold, I did. I got all 3 of these, I believe, for $2 each. And this is X-Men number 95. This is the first appearance of Fizz and a bunch of other Skrull mutants that become Cadre X. And it also reveals Wolverine to be Horseman Death. And I got 3 of those. Now, 2 of these are not in perfect shape. This one's in perfect shape. But the other 2 were kind of, I'd say they're like very fine-ish. So, but yeah, I was very happy to get those because that's like a super hot book right now. Everybody's specking on that because there's rumors that that character Fizz might be in Secret Invasion and that they've cast an actor to play it. So, I don't know. We'll see. You never know how that stuff's going to play out. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I got. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize for my lateness on this video, but again, I've been busy. I hope if you guys are in the Dallas or Texas area and you're able to make it out, please check out Dallas Comic Show this weekend, November 6th and 7th. I would really appreciate it if you could spread the word and let people know. You can go to DallasComicShow.com for more information, and if you go to any of the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's just Dallas Comic Show, like twitter.com/Dallas Comic Show, facebook.com/Dallas Comic Show, instagram.com/Dallas Comic Show. But you can find all the information at DallasComicShow.com. Lots of fun going to be had this weekend. We're really looking forward to it. Would love to see you guys there. So, again, my name is Mark Walters. This has been Mark's Comic Call, y'all. If you guys have enjoyed this content, I really appreciate it if you would please like and subscribe down below. I am trying to build up my subscriber count. I apologize for this video being 30 minutes long, but it was running a little bit late. My thanks to all the local comic shop owners, Collected Comics, Comic Warriors, Zeus Comics, Titan Comics, Red Pegasus, Madness Comics and Games out in Denton. Oh God, who am I leaving out? Louisville Comics, Boomerang Comics, Comic Asylum. Oh God, who am I missing? Am I missing somebody else? Oh, Empire Toys. They're really cool. So Hope to see you guys this weekend. I'm Mark Walters. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.